Okay, so I've really been thinking of how do I want to start this video? Do I want to go over my big win from last night? Or do I just want to go to full tilt mode of the events that occurred tonight? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to recap my lineup from last night. So we're going to hold off on the tilt for a second, and then we're going to switch modes. Okay? So let's recap the big win from last night, right? This is all sunshine and rainbows, right? We had a big win, easily won in the 180, won by $180 tournament, won by about 20 points. I told you guys I had to sweat in that last night. Again, when I know I'm going to have like a pretty good night, I don't like to be on my phone a lot. I just put my phone away and try to do other stuff. That's why I made the video. But yeah, won pretty easily in the $180 tournament. This is my lineup. Wesley, the Celtics, Champagne, Watson, who was awful, is massive chalk. If he just had a decent game, I think I would have won the $10, the big $10, 10K to first tournament. Jabbar Walker, Mohamed Guy. I have his name down and then I forget it. We're just going to say Lester, who I was very high on for Golden State, Dyson Daniels, and Sebron. So again, I went to a low-owned Daniels instead of playing chalk, Victor Wembanyama, and Shaedon Sharpe. Ended up working out in a big way. And Daniels actually didn't play that much. It was tilting me. Shaedon Sharpe played like 38 minutes or whatever. I was just like, can this guy rest at all? Daniels only played like, I think, 27 minutes. But yeah, I finished, again, took down the $180 tournament and finished in 9th in the big tournament. So I won about, I think it was like 3,200 profit or something, 3,200 profit overall. So obviously, great day on DraftKings. Okay, so yeah, sunshine, rainbows. We had a great day on DraftKings, huge win. Now, let's talk about tonight. Okay? So, I had Amani Bates. He smashed. I had Jaden Hardy. He started incredibly slow, but smashed. Was the highest scoring spend up. I had a couple Suns guys. Kamara was a little bit disappointing. I had Sherfield was solid for value. I avoided a lot of the bust. I was looking absolutely great. I was on the money line with 4 players to go in the late game of the $180 tournament. I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, I think I'm the favorite to win again. I think I was the favorite to win again the $180 tournament. Okay. You might think, TK, why would you be tilting then, right? You're looking great, and you're the favorite to win the $180 again. You're going to win back to back. I'm at a late scratch. Knee soreness. Okay. Yay. This is like the 20th injury I've had, whether it be Prize Picks or DraftKings, in Summer League. It's literally, there is no one that runs worse. There's absolutely no one. It's not possible. Okay, now there's that, right? And now you might think, okay, you were in great shape to take down the tournament. This is like your 20th injury in 4 days. There's just no possible way that anything else could happen, right? There's no way. And even with the Wendell Moore scratch after lock because of knee soreness, even with that, I was still looking great to cash. I wasn't going to take down. I cannot take down with a 0. But I was still looking to 2-3x my money in GPPs, even with an injury. All right? There's no possible way that anything else could have happened, right? No way. Okay. Trying to come up with the words, right? Another injury. Another injury. Put it on the board. You bet. One more, huh? One or two injuries. And now I'm not going to cash. And I was still, honestly, I was looking at it before I go made this video. I'm only a couple points out of the cash with 2 injuries. I'm like 40 points back of first place in the tournament with 2. Keita got injured early. He played like 1 quarter. And then, again, it's not just the injuries. This has been, like, in all seriousness, I think this is actually the 6th, I think this is the 7th injury that I've had in 3 to 4 days. We had that one stretch like 3 days ago on Prize Picks where I had just every injury possible. Day 1, I remember Scoot Henderson get injured. He hooked my Prize Picks. I had Jordan Goodwin injury. I was going to have a huge day a couple days ago. Jordan Goodwin gets injured. Whatever injury has happened in the Summer League, I have had. Like, you know that gif of the guy pulling his hair out? That's how I feel right now. Like, or I'm taking crazy pills. Like, how is this possible? How? I just, oh my gosh. If I didn't win, if I didn't take down and have a big night the night before, I literally don't know what I would do. I don't know. Oh, and then, okay, so Prize Picks. I have a nice bounce back day on Prize Picks, okay? So a couple DNPs. We get Kevin Harris ruled out. Again, I also had Wendell Moore over points. Obviously, he did not play. I had Brandon Williams under points. Again, just incredibly unlucky. Of course, Brandon Williams gets a bump with Wendell Moore off the court. He still went under, though. So I went 3-1. I took Orlando Robinson under PRA. Jovic like barely played, which really tilted me, and Robinson played the entire game. He still went under. I took Amani Bates over points, that hit, and Brandon Williams again under points. I had one miss. One miss today on Prize Picks. Went 3-1. One miss. Okay? I had Jaden Hardy over 24.5 points. You want to know what Jaden Hardy finished with tonight? 24 points. 5 of 17 shooting. 5 of 17 shooting to prevent the full sweep. He has the ball at the end. They're up by like 5. 10 seconds left. Wave the white flag. They don't foul. But you better believe if I had Hardy under points, oh, they're going to hack it. He's going right to the free throw line, right? But no, I need one more point. Wave the white flag. Get back to practice and get ready for the next game. So I go 3-1 on Prize Picks today. I lose money. I lose money because the couple DNPs I had paired with my wins. The one loss that I had paired with Hardy. I paired with someone that actually played that hit. I think I paired it with Brandon Williams. I lost money on Prize Picks. So all right. I'm gonna call it on that. I'm gonna call the tilt there. Apologize for the rant. Again, we went from sunshines and rainbows, takedown season, woo, to literally I don't have words for what occurred tonight. I do not have words. I don't know what's happening in the game right now. I hammered Clippers money line. They were underdogs against the Kings. They were up by like 25 at half. I saw the Kings were making a run. Knowing my luck, the Kings will come back from like 25 points down, and that'll just be the cherry on top to my night. But yeah, so that's a recap of everything. Again, takedown last night, the 100th injury and 101st injury in a row for me tonight. All right, we'll call it on that. So let's talk about this video. Hey, positive. Move on to tomorrow. 6-game slate. We got 20K to first again. Everything filled, so that's really good to see. Hopefully, Draftkings continues to put out these big contests. The sponsor of the video, that would be Prize Picks. If you guys are interested or not in Prize Picks, you can use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100. Linked down below. And if you're looking for premium content, if you're looking for those updates, if you're looking for videos and live streams, and again, I post projected starting lineups, actual starting, like every piece of news goes on Patreon that we get. If you're looking for that, you can check out the link down below. I can go over a couple of the. I think we've had someone that has won the early slate or main slate in the Discord. Every single slate has been in our Discord. But also someone tried to use. This is a funny story. Someone tried to use my screenshot from last night to promote their stuff. He was selling lineups. You better believe we called him out. But all right. So here's a few from yesterday. So BP again, he won the big $10 tournament. Won 14 grand overall. Don took down my first GBP in about 5 years. Been a member for 2 days. That is amazing, right? I absolutely love to see that. Like $200 into $1,000, and then Danny had a nice showdown day there too. So we've had some big winners. But yeah, the tilt of the injuries tonight, man, I can't. So we're not going to talk about it anymore. Let's get into the video. All right, Brooklyn-Milwaukee's the first game here. So on the Brooklyn side, I think we get the same starting lineup of Brooks, Chandler, David Duke, Wilson, and Clowney. Now, I will say, we're getting further and further along in the summer league. It's going to be more and more likely that some of these second, third year guys get shut down. And sometimes we'll get the news before lock, and sometimes we won't. So, a guy, if I had to guess, like who's the most likely to get shut down here for Brooklyn, I would say probably Armani Brooks or David Duke. But this is the first game. There's no real estate, so we should get this news before lock. Brooks, he's been playing about 30 minutes a game. He's a guy that can put the ball in the bucket, obviously. He's a fine contrarian play. David Duke finally got a price increase. Did only play 23 minutes last game. That's a little bit concerning. Chandler, 7-8. He's been playing 25 to 30 minutes. He's a guy that can stuff a stat sheet. He's fine. Wilson, 7-4. Should play mid-20s minutes. Kind of just indifferent on him. And then Clowney, played 25 minutes last game, but I think he's just like okay too. And then I don't think I get to anyone off the bench unless I end up resting some guys. So Brooklyn, they finally got price hikes on a lot of these main guys. Like for the first couple slates, you had Duke and Chandler were close to min price. So I wouldn't call any of these guys a priority. And we've gone to Milwaukee. So we got news from Milwaukee that Wigginton and AJ Green are both expected to play. Yeah, Wigginton at 9.4, but AJ Green's only 4.9K. Now, the downside with AJ Green is he's relatively scoring dependent, but at a sub 5K price point on a slate where there's not a ton of value, I think he's going to stand out as a really, really good play. Wigginton 9.4. I mean, I expect him to start and play, high 20s to low 30s minutes. I'm fine with him. Marshawn Beauchamp, with both Wigginton and AJ Green available, doesn't look as good. Nico Mannion probably goes to the bench with Wigginton there. Knowing my luck, too, he'll probably just shoot lights out off the bench and crush. But when I play him, I take his over on Prize Picks. 2 of 14 shooting. Taco Fall's been starting, but only been playing like mid-teens minutes at that price point. I'll pass. Jackson, Livingston, I think one of these guys will move to the bench. So whoever stays in the starting lineup would be the guy I would prefer. Again, I assume it's going to be Mannion and one of Jackson or Livingston that shift to the bench with Wigginton and AJ Green back. Don't know if I get to anyone else. I mean, Tyler Cook kind of been playing the backup big position. I think Essie's fine at 4-2. Greg Randall, not playing enough minutes for you to get to him. I just don't think I get to anyone else, especially with Green and Wigginton back. Houston and OKC. So this is a team we can get some value here for sure. Jabari Smith, Tari Eason are shut down. They're no longer playing. And Amen Thompson is also out for the Summer League. So, and I interest you guys in a 4.7K Darius Days, who most likely is going to start, well north of fantasy point per minute guy. Yeah, he looks phenomenal here. Assuming he starts, I think he starts. So my guess for the starting lineup would be Hudgens, Whitmore, Days, Huff, And then I honestly don't know who they'll go to the fifth starter, but whoever does pick to start would be someone I have interest in. So yeah, Days and Huff will start in the front court. Huff has not been playing a ton, but you would think he will play more now with Jabari Smith and Tari Eason shut down. Again, Darius Days, 4-7, we already mentioned him. Hudgens didn't do much last game, but he should be relied on for a bit more offensively. He had some good numbers in the G League. If you look at his G League stats, I think he averaged like 18 points. I think it's like 18, 6, and 2 or something. So Hudgens is the guy I have interest in. And then Whitmore should be the clear like go-to guy offensively. 32, 29 minutes. Expect him just to get a lot of shots up. So obviously I like him Whitmore as well. And then I just want to see who the fifth starter is. Is it going to be a Jermaine Samuels? Maybe. Is it going to be, Nate Hinton? Could be. So, there's definitely going to be some more value here for Houston, but I don't know who that fifth starter will be. Let's talk about Oklahoma City. So, Oklahoma City, this is a team we got to be a little bit careful with. We got news that Chet Holmgren may or may not play the rest of the way. Said the organization hasn't decided if they're going to play him the rest of the Summer League. Now, does that mean it's just Chet? Or does that mean they're going to shut down a lot of these other guys, like Trey Mann, like the other Jalen Williams? So this is one I'm a little bit nervous about for the Thunder. But let's just assume everyone plays. So assuming everyone plays, well, number one, they don't have their rookie in the player pool. What's his name? He had a really big game last game when he started. I can't think of his name right now, but he's not in the player pool, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, Chet Holmgren, 10-2. I mean, Oklahoma City's been running a tight rotation, so if he plays, you'll get, the rookie, who I can't forget his name, or I'm forgetting his name right now, Chet, Trey Mann, Jang, and the big Jalen Williams in the starting lineup, if everyone plays. But yeah, if Chet does not play, and it's just him that does not play, then I think Jang and the big Jalen Williams probably benefit the most, and then he should get a little more usage for a guy like Trey Mann as well. As far as who would start for Chet, my guess would be probably Keontae Johnson, their rookie. He would be a good value play at 5'3". I think you would get more run for a guy like Jared Butler, who moved to the bench, only played 16 minutes, but was very productive in that time. So there definitely could be some value here for the Thunder. I know JRE's been banged up. I'm not sure if he'll be available. We'll keep an eye on that news. Yeah, so assuming everyone plays, again, we know the guard Jalen Williams is out, but there would be a lot to like for Thunder just because the rotation they're running. And Jalen Williams, the big, he's been playing high 20s minutes. Usman Jang, 6'5", same thing, a guy that can stuff the stat sheet. And then again, we could have some value with guys like Butler, Johnson, especially if they end up resting some guys. So Thunder are a team I'm going to keep a close eye on because I think there's a chance that they shut down a lot of these guys, more than just Chet. All right, Phoenix and New Orleans. So this Phoenix rotation, wow. Was that ever just disgusting? What an absolutely gross rotation that they ran. I mean, they're subbing guys in and out every 2 minutes. Like, what are you doing? Just run. It's the Summer League. Like, why are we running these, rotations? We're subbing guys in. We're subbing guys. It's like every minute they're making a sub. 30 seconds in, we got to sub them back. It's like, what are we doing here? I was looking at it on the app. I'm like, I don't know what these coaches are thinking. But yeah, if you're curious, go look at the SportsCenter app and just look at the Phoenix rotation. Go by play-by-play. They're subbing someone in every minute. It just made no sense. A good one. I don't expect him to play. It's a back-to-back. He missed the game tonight. The only guy that I feel confident minutes-wise is the rookie Kamara, who was absolutely awful tonight. I think he shot 30% from the free throw line. He started really strong and then did absolutely nothing, but he still played, I think, over 30 minutes. So he's someone I definitely like. The other starters were the two Browns. Gabe Brown had 5 blocks or something. Can't expect that again. Barry Brown had a decent game, and then Sherfield. All these guys played low to mid-20s minutes. So a little bit disappointing. I think Sherfield will once again be my favorite, assuming he starts the point guard position, but it's not great. Jemison started, again, didn't play a ton. He's not a guy with a massive ceiling, really doesn't have much offensive game. Just really out there for rebounds and putbacks. He's an okay value too. So the two Browns, Jemison, Sherfield are all fine. I probably don't get to anyone else off the bench for the Suns. Again, they just ran too deep your rotation. Now the Pelicans, so we'll keep an eye on the news. I've seen some conflicting reports. I saw one thing that said the main guys might play the entire Summer League for the Pelicans. I've also seen, something where they could get shut down. So I'm going to keep an eye on the news here for the main Pels. But yeah, Dyson Daniels, again, I played him at no ownership the other night, and he went crazy. One made the tournament. So I definitely have a sweet spot now for Dyson Daniels. And he's going to play the point guard position, assuming he plays. Should play around 30 minutes. So he's a good spend up if he does play. Hawkins at 8-4, I think, is reasonable. I would rather get to Daniels at the top. And then De'Aaron Sebron. He was a guy I was really high on last slate. And he went absolutely crazy. Now, I don't know if we can expect that type of performance again from him, but he's a relatively high usage player. And 26-20 minutes is good to see. So I like Sebron. The ownership is definitely going to jump after last game. The issue with the front court is they're just not playing these guys a lot of minutes. EJ Liddell, 20-21 minutes. Makovich at 4-4, 20 and 19 minutes. Like, they're okay. Like, Makovich probably gives you, 15 and 20. Same with Liddell. But nothing that I love there. Off the bench, much. Bartley had a decent game. Was that 2 games ago? I don't think he played the last game. Yeah, I'm probably not getting to anyone else unless they end up resting some guys. Portland and Charlotte. So Portland's another team. A little bit worried about Shaedon Sharpe. A little bit worried about him getting shut down. This will now be his 3rd game. We know Scoot Henderson is probably out with that shoulder. I guess it's not 100% confirmed, but I don't think he'll play. Now, Sharpe, if he does play, and there's no Scoot Henderson, I think he will probably be my favorite spend up. I honestly got a bit lucky with the fade last game. He shot 4 of 18. We can't expect that. It's 7 of 21 game 1, so he has yet to have a good shooting game. But, man, the usage is insane, especially if Scoot does not play. So, assuming Sharpe plays, I really like him at the top. I will let other people chase the DeVal game. In 28 minutes, he had an amazing game. I think he's not completely out of play, but I'm not expecting that type of performance again. I would rather just spend up a bit more for Shaedon Sharpe. Jabari Walker's minutes did go up, and we saw the first game, they're really disappointing. But 29 minutes last game, and he's a well-known fantasy point per minute guy. I think he's fine at that price point. I don't really know if I trust anyone else. Again, Chris Murray, the rookie, only played 17 minutes. That's not great. They're just mixing a lot of guys in, like Reith, Minaya, John Butler. Davis was a guy that was pretty popular last slate and got a DNP. I guess maybe if Sharpe sits and Scoots out too, then you could look to him. But Badgie's been starting, but he's only been playing like around 20 minutes. I don't know. This Portland team's kind of a headache outside of Sharpe. Not a lot of trust. Maybe some Jabari Walker. And we'll monitor the Scoot news. If Scoot does play, then obviously I like him, but I don't think he's going to play. Charlotte has been one of the worst teams in the Summer League. Now, the positive with Brandon Miller is he's playing a lot, but he's just really not doing a ton. Did get 18 shots up last game, only hit 4 of them, but a 9.2K. Here's the thing. He's pretty safe of the minutes. Like, he's going to get a lot of run. Me and this group of like McGowns, Jones, Bouknight, Smith. None of these guys look amazing. These guys are like fine. If I had to pick one, I think it would be Bouknight. He has not shot well either. Still gone for 20 plus last couple games. McGowan shipped to the bench, but he still saw mid-20s minutes. These are the 5 guys I expect the most run from. Kai Jones has also been awful at 5'9". Nick Smith Jr. not been much better. So this team in general has just been really, really bad. But the price points have dropped a bit. So like those other 4 guys we just talked about are playable. Let's move on to Chicago and Sacramento. So Chicago, Dalen Terry interests me as a contrarian play here. The reason is usage is there. The minutes are there. He just cannot hit the broadside of a barn the first 2 games. 4 of 14 and 5 of 21 shooting. So here's like an interesting GPP play. We know in the Summer League, right? Recency bias is a thing. If guys struggle, game or 2, they're going to be low owned unless they're just way underpriced. So I like Dalen Terry in tournaments because the usage is still there for him. I'm not going to mess with the bigs. You got Snogo, Oturu, like messing or splitting the center position. Freeman Liberty has played extremely well. He had a bit of an outlier game last game. I think he's reasonable at 7-3, but don't expect that performance from last game again from him. Nate Darling started, played 24 minutes. He's fine. I think Freeman Liberty has a bit of a higher floor. He's playing the point guard position. Lewis got injured. I'm curious to see where they go in the starting lineup. I don't think he'll be back with that sprained ankle, but we'll see. Maybe a guy like Porter, maybe a guy like Phillips. There's a few different ways they can go here in that starting lineup with Lewis. So we'll monitor that. Sacramento. So I mean, the game was just disgusting. Like it was like 45 to like 30 at almost the end of the third quarter. Kata got injured, man. I just like I can't talk about it anymore. I just can't. So with Kata out, I would assume that you probably get Chance Camache starting. If that is the case, then I think he looks really good at 4.2K. You also have a guy like Slauson that I think would get more run at 4.3. So those two would probably man the center position with Chance most likely to pick him to start for Kata. I would assume Sacramento keeps the other starters of Kessler, Edwards, Ellis, Ford, and Jones. Ellis, Ford, Jones, these are all guys that probably play high 20s minutes. Again, they're really struggling tonight because everyone is in Sacramento, but I think all three of those guys are solid plays in the mid-range. We'll expect those guys to bounce back. So let's finish up here with Washington and San Antonio. So Washington, they finally added Rollins and Patrick Baldwin to the player pool. Now, at the top, you got Johnny Davis at 8.6. 30 minutes back-to-back games, okay performances. Again, if he shoots a little bit better, has a little bit of a higher ceiling. I'm going to pass him Bilal Coulibaly, who right now I think is just overpriced. Vukcevic, we finally got it down. Vukcevic should play low 20s minutes. He's been about a fantasy point per minute guy. Kind of just indifferent on him. Don't love the minutes. Kyle Alexander most likely backs him up. The two guys I like the best here are going to be the two guys that they just added to the player pool. Patrick Baldwin Jr., 5.6K, 26 and 28 minutes. I like him quite a bit. He had a bad game last game, but I'm not super worried about it. And then Ryan Rollins had a huge game. 9 assists, definitely a bit of an outlier for him. 5 steals as well, so be a little bit careful. But 4.9K minutes were solid for him in game 2. So I like Rollins, and I like Patrick Baldwin there for Washington. Don't know if I get to anyone else. Books played 21 minutes last game. Okay. Jackson's 5K. 23, only 14 minutes last game. So, yeah, I'll probably pass. And finally, San Antonio. So we got the news that Victor Wembanyama is shut down. I think everyone else will play, though, because I think we would have got confirmation on these guys not playing when we got the Victor Wembanyama news. So my guess for the other starter will probably be Sissoko. He started in those pre-summer league games when Victor Wembanyama was not playing. So 4.9K is fine, but the guys I like the best are going to be the other starters. Champagne, the Spurs, Champagne was phenomenal for 3 games and then just came back down to earth last game, but he'll have more usage, obviously, with Victor Wembanyama off the court. Dominic Barlow should be relied on more. He played 31 minutes last game, and I like him. And then I like both guards, Branham and Wesley. You would have thought I would have played Branham, right? I mean, come on, right? There's no way that's real. 1 of 17 shooting. 1 of 17. There's ain't no way. There's no way that is real. 1 of 17 shooting from Malachi Branham last game. Blake Wesley at 6'2". He'll do some ball handling. I think he's solid. So those 4 main guys with Wembanyama now not playing all look a lot better. Definitely have some interest in the Spurs. Also, another thing to note, the Spurs have been running a very tight rotation of late. So there's a lot to like here, in my opinion, for the Spurs. All right, so that's going to do it for the video, guys. Appreciate you as always. Appreciate you putting up with that tilt, that long tilt that I had. I had to get that out there, though. If you do enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hopefully you guys have been avoiding some of these injuries. I know I have not. It's making me go crazy telling you that. But thanks again, as always, and we'll see you in the next video.